In the headlines, President Buhari in New Year message charges Nigerians to resist attempts by politicians to disrupt 2023 elections. Governor Wike says G5 has not reached deal with anyone, as Tambuwal says PDP will handle him when his candidate is unveiled. Security operators rescue 13 abducted victims in Niger. And lastly, on the foreign scene, former Pope Benedict XVI dies at 95. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Updates. I am Martia Umar. And now the news in detail. President Muhammadu Buhari has charged Nigerians to resist attempts by politicians to disrupt the 2023 general elections. The president in his New Year message also urged citizens to play their part in ensuring that next year's general elections are free, fair and credible. While restating his administration's commitment to conducting free and fair elections, Buhari said the collective electoral will and votes of Nigerians will be fulfilled even in the twilight moments of his administration. According to the president, his government proved its commitment to the nation's democratic ideals by signing the amended Electoral Act that will guarantee credible polls. He described 2023 as an important year for Africa's most populous nation because Nigerians will go to the polls to elect credible leaders. Ahead of the new year, a cross-section of Nigerians in Abuja have called on the government to make the forthcoming election more credible and transparent. Kabir Lawal speaks to Abuja residents on their plans and expectations in the coming year.
It has been the tradition for people from all walks of life to take decisions based on their projections and plans for the coming new year. The year 2023, according to some respondents, is going to be more prosperous and successful in view of the forthcoming election that will usher in new government.
I know Nigeria has gone through a lot this year, and I believe the youth are ready to change the scenario next year. Calling on the government, first of all, to do free and fair election, because the change will commence from there. You understand? Because we need to choose a leader that will serve us best. They should allow the youth to have a voice this time around. They shouldn't try to rig the election so as to change the government and change the situation of the country.
It's a year that Nigerians will come out in mass and vote for the leadership of this nation. Because I just feel that we need a change. And the change cannot come by sitting at home. First, we should start feeling happy that we are going to have a new government as from next year. And a government that will feel that will be better than the present government will have. Because most of us are complaining seriously. Many people are complaining because of the inflation in the country today.
Other respondents, however, want the government to fix the economy and address security challenges to make citizens more happier.
Economic and security. Security is one of the main things, because if there is no security, there is no way your economic will be balanced. And check and balance. You have to prepare your this thing for the needful of the masses, so that whatsoever is this thing, they will say yes, your government have tried.
Nigeria has been full of unrest, and most of this unrest are coming from our political leaders who use their power to do all sorts of maneuvering, endangering people's lives and all those things. So you cannot determine what tomorrow brings. You only wish it could be good.
They also caution youths in the country not to allow politicians use them as political thugs during campaigns or election, noting that youths are leaders of tomorrow. Kabir Lawal, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State says he and his allies, better known as the G5, have not struck a deal with any presidential candidate ahead of the next year's election. The G5, which includes Wike, Governors Seyi Makinde of Oyo, Samuel Otom of Benue, Ifeanyi Ubani of Enugu, and Okezie Ikpeazu of Abia, have been at loggerheads with the People's Democratic Party (PDP) presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar in the wake of the party's presidential primary. Wike, who lost to Atiku, believes the process was unfair and that the 5 governors maintain that the PDP national chairman, Iyorchia Ayu, a northerner, must resign. Since the crisis, there have been speculations that the group has backed a candidate for the presidential election. But the former Minister of State for Education has waved off the reports, describing them as untrue. He also accused Atiku of holding secret meetings with governors of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, and failing to keep to his promise of not having the PDP presidential candidate and the party's chairman from the same region.
That's why we had meeting with so and so. What is your problem assuming that there was a meeting? Has Atiku not been holding meeting with governors of APC? Ask him. Ask is in Dubai. Don't you know what is going on? So why do you bother about us? G5 that you say you can win without us. Leave us alone. Leave me alone. Leave Seyi Makinde alone. Leave Orton alone. Leave Ibazu alone. Leave Ugwanyi alone. Focus on your problems. I'm not one who will go and see somebody and I will hide. Hide for who? Who is that person that will threaten me? He said he will sack me. Go ahead. I'm not worried. You that is sacking, you are worried. Me that will be sacked, am I worried? Try and see how you will survive it.
Amid the speculation over Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike, preferred presidential candidate in the 2023 elections, his Sokoto State counterpart, Governor Aminu Tambuwal, says the party has lawful avenues of dealing with erring members since his emergence as the PDP presidential candidate earlier this year. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has faced apathy from 5 PDP governors under the aegis of G5 or Integrity Group, who are insisting that the PDP national chairman, Iyorchia Ayu, a northerner, must resign. However, Tambuwal sent a word of warning to the Rivers State governor and others allegedly planning to go against the interests of the PDP. According to a statement by Tambuwal's media advisor, Muhammad Bello, the People's Democratic Party PDP will respond to the antics of the G5 governors who are currently being speculated to be in political alliance with the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And away from political matters, 13 abductees have been rescued by the joint security operatives in Gurara and Baikoro local government area of Niger State. The State Commissioner for Internal Security and Humanitarian Affairs, Emmanuel Umar, said in Mina that among the rescued victims were 9 women and 3 men. Umar said that they were rescued on Friday following a tip-off that some bandits were sighted around Bono, Gwalu and Chimbi areas of Gurara and Baikoro local government areas of the state. He said the victims were taken to a government medical facility for medical checks before they were reunited with their families. The Commissioner appreciated the efforts of security agencies and communities for the support and cooperation, urging them not to relent until they get rid of the criminals in the state. And the Inspector General of Police, Ali Baba Usman, warned hoodlums to leave the Ijesha land in Osun State, vowing to deal decisively with criminals in all nooks and crannies of the country. The police chief said this in Ilesha at the inauguration of a newly built Sea Police Divisional headquarters to address insecurity in Ijesha land.
The activities of hoodlums, including cultists and political talks in Osun State, particularly in Ilesha and other parts of Ijesha land, call for concern. The situation becomes more tense as the forthcoming general elections gather momentum and residents are apprehensive. The chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on Police, who is representing Ijesha South Federal Constituency, Lawrence Babatunde Ayeni, lamented that thugs and cultists are threatening the peace of Ijesha land.
The IG come to our aid, especially in Ijesha land, because we cannot even sleep. Some of I have one local government, two of it, people have decided the area. They are raising intimidation. So, and the election is coming in 2 months. So, what I'm trying to tell the security operatives now that they have to be on their feet in order to curb all this.
The leader of local hunters in the state, Ahmed Nureni, pledged more support for police to rid the state of criminal elements.
That we all local security, most especially hunters, we are there to support Nigeria police and all the other security agencies to give them a good information on bandits, on hoodlums, on thugs.
I would still advise them that they should make sure that they maintain peace and order in Ijesha land, even in Osun and Nigeria as a whole. The youth, they are the leaders of tomorrow. We don't need to cause any problem within ourselves. We are one family in Ijesha land.
The IGP, who was represented by the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Johnson Kokumo, assured the people of Ijesha land of adequate security in the area and other flashpoints across the country.
You should please endeavor to imbibe the community policing philosophy of the current administration. That is to say, the Inspector General of Police will want the active participation of members of the public in providing adequate security for lives and property in their various communities.
Traditional rulers and people of Ijesha land expressed optimism that the new divisional police headquarters will boost security in the area. Amit Ojegbade, Trust TV News, Osogbo.
Thank you, Hamid. And now to Plateau State, where the police command has created another police divisional headquarters in Genderi district of Mangu Local Government Council to tackle rising cases of attacks in the area. Police Commissioner Bartolomeo Onyeka said the new division is meant to prevent further attacks on communities that have suffered from frequent attacks in recent times. Ado Musa completes the story.
The creation of the new police division in Gindiri is coming barely 4 months after the police commissioner established a new divisional police headquarters in Basha district of Wase local government area of the state, following incessant attacks and killings in the area. The police commissioner told Gindiri community that policing is everybody's business. He called on all and sundry to support the police to get rid of crime in the area.
I cannot see how a traditional ruler will be taken away from his chiefdom and taken to a place to go and remain for a few days. It's never done. It's an insult to you people. And since then, I've been waiting to see if you people will come up with reasonable information that will help me. Nobody has come. We will always talk about criminals. There is no criminal that was sent from heaven down to the earth here. They are our brothers and sisters. Is that not so? And they live with us and they eat with us. They dine with us. They do Christmas and New Year together with us. Are you telling me you don't know them?
The paramount ruler of the area, Sumpiam Charles Mato, a victim of kidnap for ransom, commended police authorities and state government for creation of the division.
So we thank the police commissioner. When we approached him, he took it as a personal assignment. And we thank God today we are commissioning a divisional headquarters to the honor and glory of God. Honestly, our people have done their best, but I want you to know that security is everybody's business. We cannot leave this place with the police alone. We have to support the place and ensure that this place operates properly.
Residents hope that the new police division will prevent government attacks in the area. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
You're watching the news updates. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at how deals are struck at Nasarawa livestock market. Details of this report and more after the break. Stay with us.
Now, as part of efforts to support Africa's goal of strengthening...
Now, looking at the activity chart, as you can see right here, a total volume of 130...
Created a Boko Haram crisis that at that time was restricted to Yobe.
How secure are they? You can see security men with blood.
This is the road leading up to the...
Already, if you look at England squad, you are looking at EPL, you are looking at their names. You are not looking at...
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. You're still watching the news update on Trust TV. But a recap of our top stories again. We told you earlier that President Buhari in a New Year message charges Nigerians to resist attempts by politicians to disrupt 2023 elections. And Governor Wike says G5 has not reached a deal with anyone, as Tambuwal says PDP will handle him when his candidate is unveiled. And moving on to more stories, our stakeholders in Oyo State have once again restated commitment to the total eradication of female genital mutilation and other harmful traditional practices. This and many more were the center of discourse at a community awareness campaign aimed at sensitizing survivors of the heinous act. The report.
Female genital mutilation involves the partial or total removal of the external female genitalia or other injury to the female genital organs for non-medical reasons. Experts said such has severe consequences on the well-being of women and the girl child.
We are holding what we call survivors. Survivors are people who have been mutilated. And you know, when you are mutilated comes with trauma. And you know, sometimes that you live with that trauma for the rest of your life. Not only that, trauma leads to mental health degradation. Trauma leads to, emotional stress and other things.
13 out of 33 local government areas in Uyo State are presently campaigning for the elimination of female mutilation, including Atiba Council District, one of areas notorious for the act.
Kind of a capacity building, making them to know what has been moving on around. Because before, most of our people will say they don't know that there is a law that tells about the FGM. So we just want to open their mind to it, just to know that Oyo State government has, in their own capacity, bring a law that forbid anyone that engage in cutting female. in our society.
And then through these programs, we can see that we've changed the attitude and the mentality of the mothers and the caregiver in our local government. You can see it today. During this program, they've been asking a lot of questions, and at the same time, this changed their motion and their attitude toward the female genital mutilation.
More than 120 women and young girls who have been victims of this barbaric act participated in this enlightenment campaign. Some of them shared their experience.
As me stand here, I can talk it frankly that I regret of this accomplishment that they are doing for me. I regret it. I can say it with hope because we need to understand it. If we are not doing it, it's not that having anything, but we have to achieve our aim on it. It's good for us not to be circumcising our children because there are many problems that they are having.
My advice to them is that they should stop it, especially because of their health. Because if they do this thing for the female child now, in the future, it will later tell on the baby or on the victim that they do the things on it. And also, it's a crime. If they take anybody in doing this thing, they will send the person to prison. And even if they went to prison just for a day, when the person return back, they will call the person prisoner. They should stop this act. It's not good.
According to research, the practice of female mutilation has no health benefits and is harmful to girls and women, both physically and psychologically. Experts are of the view that the practice should not have a place in the society and must be put a total stop.
Another crucial matter to be addressed there. But the Nasarawa cattle market is rated among the top 10 livestock markets in northern Nigeria. According to research, the market, one of the largest, has been in existence for decades, providing the best breeds of animals. Abubakar Abdullahi visited the market and his report is presented from our studio.
For years, the Lafia cattle market was a source of livelihood for many within and outside the Nasarawa state. The market, which is periodic, operates twice a week, Thursdays and Sundays, with customers from different parts of Nigeria and even neighboring countries. During Trust TV visit to the market, thousands of locals and Fulani herders were seen carrying out business operations. Fatai Suleiman said he visits the cattle markets every week from Benue to buy animals. A cattle dealer, Abubakar Alaji Saeed, said the market is one of the best points to sell their animals as people from all over the country come to buy animals here, adding that both buyers and sellers benefit from the market.
We bring cows here to sell. We make money and feed our families. We give thanks to Allah for this.
On his part, chairman of the market, Ahmed Saleh, said the market attracts people from different regions.
It is a legitimate business. Everybody, Muslim, Christians, different ethnic religions, come to this market from all over the country. People from other states are the backbone of this market.
He said although traders of other merchandise do business in the market, it is mainly for animals. He then called on the state government to construct a fence around the market to protect both sellers and buyers against intruders and other criminal activities, going by the huge turnover the market generates weekly.
And away from Nigeria, former Pope Benedict XVI has died at his Vatican residence, aged 95, almost a decade after he stood down because of ailing health. He led the Catholic Church for less than 8 years until in 2013, and he became the first pope to resign since Gregory VII in 1415. Benedict spent his final years at the Mater Ecclesiae monastery within the walls of the Vatican. His successor, Pope Francis, said he had visited him there frequently. Although the former pontiff had been ill for some time, the Holy See said there had been an aggravation in his condition because of advancing age. Born Joseph Ratzinger in Germany, Benedict was 78 when in 2005 he became one of the oldest popes ever elected. And in sport, Alex Iwobi will make his 200th Premier League appearance when Everton confronts Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium this Saturday. Iwobi has made a combined 199 appearances in the English top flight for his former club Arsenal and Everton. The 26-year-old made 100 Premier League appearances for Arsenal before switching to Everton in 2019. The versatile midfielder scored 11 times and contributed 19 assists during his time at the Emirates. The Nigerian international has so far netted 5 times and provided 7 assists in 99 appearances for Everton. Iwobi, who is expected to be named in the starting line up against Manchester City, has featured in every minute of the Toffees' 18 league games this season. And that brings us to the end of the news update at this hour. For more, connect with us across all our social media platforms. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.